out in British Columbia here where we weren't going to get as, I can remember over the course of the last year, real estate proponents were suggesting that
can't happen here.
It can't happen in British Columbia because it was the Olympics or because it was British Columbia, but it...
Well, it's happened in British Columbia
it's just
a year before the Olympics, yeah.
It's just, we don't live on an island here.
And something else I noticed, that Craigslist is talking about the fact that 85%, the ads have just about doubled for the number of people looking for shared accommodation and this type of thing. So that's just what's going to happen.
You know, right next door to our office in White Rock, there's a new office, smaller office. It wasn't that big. It was just down the hallway on the third floor, as you know, property management company.
Mm-hmm.
They now have 12 people just in White Rock alone in their listings. The traffic going by our window into the atrium, you can literally a steady stream of people going to the property management company. They are so busy.
Really?
People who bought speculative properties and so forth, or are they putting them up for rent and trying to get rent? And so I do a straw poll once a week. Of course, I see them in the elevator on the way up and down and ask them how property business is, you know. And of course, they're just booming.
They're booming.
And I say, well, rent's coming down. So some months ago, supply was going through the roof as they got more listings, of course. And for the longest time, I guess up until Christmas, I said, well, how are rents? Just for a straw poll. I said, nah, people are still in denial. I mean, they've listed the property and they want $3,000 or $4,000 a month for it or whatever. Now, nothing, but in the last month or two, rents have started to crack.
Rents have started to go down too.
Yeah.
So it's time to do the place to do it. Okay, let's take just a quick 4 or 5 minutes. I'm the guy moving to the States.
Yeah.
Been working up in Canada for 10 years. I got a pension plan that I'm going to roll over into an RRSP because I got it. It's going to be a locked-in RRSP. And what do I do? What do I call Dan? What do you do for me?
Well, for example, if you're moving back and so forth, I mean, if it's at all possible, you want to get a hold of somebody like myself before you go.
Before you go is preferable.
Before you go to the United States, to prepare your assets and so forth before you go into the United States, whether it's realizing taxable capital gains in Canada, before you go into the U.S. and be under the IRS's domain, there are things that have to be done. As to retirement programs, what can be done for you're moving to the United States, we can prepare your retirement programs. We can move your pension fund to a LIRA. We do all the work upon your signature. We can invest it the way you want it invested. There's no limitations as to the way it has to be invested for the retirement programs. We can set those up. We can continue to manage them when you move to the United States. We can, if you were moving to, say, Palm Springs, as you were suggesting earlier, we can set up an account once you get into the United States. We get a driver's license, a California driver's license. We can set up a investment account for you in California with our American partners. We can help you get a debit card.
Now that's a big thing because people, you forgot that you mentioned that last week, people that are moving to countries find themselves they can't get a bloody credit card.
That's right.
And you can set that up for them.
No credit card history. So we can establish a financial presence in the United States for you.
Okay.
So we can continue to hold all your Canadian retirement accounts. We can actually move your Canadian cash account, hold it on our Canadian platform while you're moving. Say
a cash account is your securities.
Just regular
investment account.
You move to the States. A month later, you get your driver's license and you're settled and you bought a place or whatever. Okay, you're going to say you're semi-retired, and you want because you now live in the United States, you're going to move, say, $400,000 or $500,000 down and start a U.S. account built to design some kind of cash flow to fund your retirement or your golf game while you're working. So we can open up and set up an account in the U.S. We can transfer money from your Canadian dollar account, convert it, move the money into your U.S. dollar account in the United States, get you put a checking privilege on that account, a debit card, and a credit card, and we can do this all on a single platform.
You're set up right now.
You're done.
You're done.
you're done. You have, everything's all. I guess, as you would know as a tax guy, all the record keeping is there. You set it up here; it's all done. It's recorded.
So you provide the information for the TDF 90s. You provide the information for the 8891s. There's no big secrets about it.
Done. Yeah. So we facilitate that transfer.
And you'll notice this year that they just issued a bulletin that the TDF 90 now has to be done for a debit card account.
There you go.
Yep. Wasn't that way before. Okay, we're out of here, I think. My guest has been Dan Walkow. You can get hold of him anytime during the week at 1-866-541-9952. Office is in 152nd, or corner of 19th or so, isn't it?
19th and 152nd.
19th and 152nd, the White Rock, just on the border there. And nice place. If you're really nice, you might get him to pour you a cup of coffee.
There you go.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, David.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in.